All right, so we got an aluminum serving plate here. From over time, it's got some fine scratches and stuff like that. That's all gonna get sanded out. But before I do any of that, I need to acid wash. You need to let it sit for a minute, and then I'm gonna kind of wipe the acid off, and I'm gonna spray it down with glass cleaner to help neutralize that acid. So I put an interface pad on here to make it just a little bit less aggressive and not hurt the curves of the serving platter. To cut out this platter and all the sanding marks, I'm going to start with Q36 mixed with orange and yellow buff. I'm also spinning this at 3,500 RPM. Cut out this side quick, and instead of Q36, we're going to be comparing it to the Q69 bar. So on this cast aluminum serving plate, I used both Q36 and Q69, and in my opinion, Q36 left a nice, finer, cleaner finish, but it was a lot more work to cut out the sand marks. So this is more of like a one-step bar for, you know, cast aluminum. But on the other side, when I used Q69, I felt like it cut it way better and took out the sanding marks faster, but it kind of left deeper hash and it's kind of more of a greasy mess on it. But I don't know, my overall pick, I would probably try Q69. All right, so for my next step, I have two single stitched flannels and I double stacked them. And each side, I'm gonna be using either Q36 on the Q36 side or Q69 on the Q69 side. I'm running this set of buffs at about 2,600 RPMs. I feel like it leaves a really nice mid-step finish. Really helps dissipate that cut hash. All right, so on the back side, the side we cut with Q36, I'm using the same double stacked single stitch flannels that I used on the other side with the Q69, but instead of using Q69 to do my mid step, I'm gonna continue to use Q36 on this side just to help with cross contamination. And it's just generally how I always do my mid stage because it always pulls out the cut hash really nice. All right, so laying our finish on this cast aluminum, we're using the new 26 ply flannel. I have this grinder set at about 1,800 RPMs. Sometimes I'll lower it down a little bit to around 1,400 just to really help that buff flex around the edges. For laying this finish, I'm going to coat the surface in Q16, and then I'm just going to use a dab of blueberry bar on the 26 ply flannel. All right, so I'm gonna use one of the new Super Plush rags. They're gray and they're super, super soft. So when I wipe down the surface after being freshly polished, it doesn't really scratch it at all. Like a normal microfiber, sometimes you rub it around and it'll scratch and kind of get spider webby looking because the scratches at the fiber leaves. With this rag, I can wipe it around really good and wipe off all the extra Q16 that I didn't use, and it's not gonna hurt the finish. And it's gonna pick it up super quick and easy, and it just really leaves it that ultimate shine.